waiting. Okay. Screen seems dark. We are charging the battery. Looks like we're streaming, but let me just double check all the places. Let's see, I want live. Waiting. Let's refresh. Why are you being so stubborn? Okay, here we go for that. And let me go in here really quick because I know you guys are going to ask. So I'm already prepared. Hang on. I'm trying to get all the things. So I can't put all the things in until we go live. So let me put all the details in. Come on. If you guys can see me, come on in and say hi. So many things. Okay, you added it to the end. Hang on. You're supposed to add it here. Okay. Let me save that. Okay. Let me make sure Facebook is there. We are there on the YouTube side of things. I am not who I want to be here. So let me switch. And then go here and here. I wish all this stuff could be like set up ahead of time. And that's why I kind of go live a little bit early. Looks like we are live in all the places. So welcome. We are taking a break from wreath making this week. A lot of you might be like, oh, so sad. But I think you're going to be happy when I show you what we're doing. So, sometimes it's nice if we can have other items for sale in our shop, other things that we can make, other things that we can incorporate into our wreath making. I'm trying to figure out why is my shop so cold. So what we're doing today is I'm going to show you how to make these things. Look how pretty these are. I just have them stuffed in a little styrofoam ball. So I'm going to teach you how to make these. We're going to make the bud and we're going to make the bloom. And these are tulips, believe it or not, from pipe cleaners. So I'm going to teach you how we're going to make these. So if you are in desperate need of a tulip for a wreath, you can make your own out of pipe cleaners. So I'm going to show you how super simple it is. Trust me, you're going to want to save this tutorial because I found it took me probably 3 into it to be able to get it into my brain, and I'm a lot older than some of you might be, but to save it from the YouTube side of things, just hit save. If you are new to my YouTube page, I would love to have you subscribe. A lot of times people tell me, oh, I am subscribed to your channel. You may double check that. So either click the subscription button or click the subscription bell and actually subscribe. Then it will allow you to save the tutorial and turn notifications on when I go live. You'll automatically get a little update. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes, which is, again, why I go live early. And then what else? Facebook people. To save a copy of this tutorial, make sure you click the share button or the arrow button, whichever one you have. Sometimes we just have icons, sometimes we have words. Share is copy paste from my Facebook page to your Facebook page. However, once you get it on yours, make sure you save it to your computer. If not, when you come back to it in 30 days, it'll be gone. Nice thing is you can come over to the YouTube channel and download it there. To turn notifications on for Facebook, folks, just make sure you have liked the page, and it's an and, not an and or. It is an and. Click the follow button, which is hidden under those 3 little dots. That'll allow you to select how you want to be notified, like right at the beginning of the day, or, you know, whenever I log in, it'll let you know when we have a new tutorial. So, things that you will need for this tutorial. I have gone ahead and I've already included the link in the YouTube subscription right now for the kit. That's right, you can actually buy a kit. And this kit will allow you to do light pink, white, dark pink. It'll give you all the materials you need, the 30 centimeter floral wire to make your stem. It'll also give you green to make your leaves. It will also include, it's weird, they call it B7000. It's a little thing of glue. I haven't used it because I just use hot glue. A little bit of ribbon, and let me see what else is in this box. And floral tape. So I'm going to pivot you down so you can see what I'm talking about. And then I will include the link really quick for all of you before we go ahead and get started. So things that you will need to have handy. So if you get the kit, let me show you. The kit comes with everything you will need. Okay, but your colors are going to be limited to what's in the kit. You will get the green pipe cleaners for your leaves. You will get 2 rolls of floral tape. You will get the centers for your open tulips. Like I said, 2 rolls of floral tape, a roll or a little tube of this B7000. Trust me, it's so much quicker to do your hot glue gun. So you can do the light pink, you can do the dark pink. It even comes with the floral wire included for you. It is a 400 piece kit. Let me make sure. Here's the little centers that it comes with. 400 pieces. Right now on Amazon, it's $29.99. So the great thing is if you already have different color pipe cleaners, like I wanted purple and I wanted the hot pink. So you can incorporate some stuff from this kit and use supplies that you already have. So for those of you on Facebook that are going to ask me, let me go in there right now. Here is my Amazon affiliate link for the pipe cleaner flower kit. Did you go? There you go. And I've already included it in the YouTube. Let me go ahead and put it in Restream for those of you that are joining me on Ustream. Victoria, we did that. When did we do that? I did that yesterday in my private group. He was the leftover, believe it or not. So he was a leftover kit. A leftover, like when I was showing you guys how to make the fluffy bunny wreath, I wasn't sure I had enough to make the tan one. So I started to make the white one and I never finished it. So yesterday was all about finishing our half-started projects. So again, if you want the kit, I have included it down below so you can shop directly from the link. It's on the the YouTube subscription and it's in the Facebook live comment. So what you will need, because we're going to make so here is the thing. I made the bud with the light pink. So I need to make the open tulip for this guy. And then we need to make the bud for this one. I already did the purple so you can see you have both. And then this way it gives you, again, greater flexibility. If you find yourself in need or you just want to have these available on your craft table, you can do that as well. So I'm going to show you how we're going to make both versions. They're both very similar, which is why I'm showing you how to make them today. And then periodically through the month, I'm going to teach you how to make all the other ones that you can make with pipe cleaners, because we all have pipe cleaners, right, as wreath makers. So you will need to make the bud. You will need, I'm doing, I think it's 16. Let me just double check. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 14. You'll need 14 pipe cleaners, and that will give you all the petals. Then you will need green, which I'm going to borrow from this kit. So I'm going to take 2. We'll need total of 4 because you need leaf on one side, leaf on the other. We already have the floral tape out. I already pulled out the floral wire, and then I'll come back to these when we get ready. So let's start. Super, super simple. We'll start with the leaves because those are the easiest things that we will be creating. So with our pipe cleaner, and these are just 12-inch pipe cleaners, watch your measurements, because if you come up a little heavy on your measurements, you won't have enough to secure them. I made the mistake, and one of my petals was, I made it a little too small because I was so worried that I wanted to make sure I had enough for the stem, and it wasn't enough to actually finish my, my purple tulips. So let's make the leaves. The leaves are exactly the same on the open as well as the closed. So you're just going to take your pipe cleaner and you are going to make sure ends meet, and you're just going to make sure you've got even amounts, just like that. Make it into a V and do the same on the other side. Okay, pulling to a V. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to take one pipe cleaner and we're going to interlock it with the other. So just slide one into the other. So just like this, I had two V's, trying to do it really slow. So we have our two V's. We're just going to take one, slide it right into the other so that they lock, and then we're going to twist one side 2 times. So there's 1, 2. Okay. Then all we're going to do is bring the sides down so everything matches. So we're bringing the ones that we twisted down, so those will be much shorter on the outside. Okay, just like this. And then we're going to take one of these long ones, because if we did it with the short one, we wouldn't have enough. We want to kind of keep them somewhat close together, but you can adjust that afterwards. I found that if I went around the back, it was so much easier. We want to loop the back so that it captures everything in there, so that it holds everything together. And then just give it a nice good stretch, and we're going to arc it. Okay, and then at the end, bring it to a point. And that is our leaf. Okay, if you wanted to get really particular, you could glue them together, but honestly, homemade is nice. There's a reason why. And it looks really good until you start to get up close and you're like, you can find all the imperfections. They're not perfect. But the great thing is the more you make them, the easier they become. So let's make another set of leaves. So again, one inside the other. Make sure they go all the way down so that you have that length. Twist twice on one end. Then we're going to bring down the outsides. Just like this, we're going to gather them all together. And then those outsides, they're shorter because we twisted those. We're going to grab one of the longer ones, which is one of the ones in the middle. And I find if you go around the back, it's just easier to gather them. And you want to, get that inside. Here we go. Gather them all together. Okay. And then stretch. And then pinch the end so it looks more like a leaf, and then give it a little bit of a fluff. So those are going to be the leaves. Okay, those are the leaves for both the bud and the open tulip. Okay, so now we're going to make our we're going to make the open tulip, or not the open tulip, the closed tulip. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your pink and we're going to put these together and bring that down so that we have even lengths. I'm pretty particular because otherwise it's like you come up short. So we want to like that. And then we're going to do another long one. Yes, I was like, so we're just going to do one of each. We're going to kind of do these like that. So we're going to do the same thing, one inside the other. Make sure you can get them both in. Okay. It's going to take me a while because it's like I did the purple one, but I had done all my petals and I hadn't gone back in to do this. So then here at the top, we're going to twist twice. Okay. We're going to pull these down to the side, almost like we're making the leaf. Okay, and then the two that are in the middle, the long ones, right? We want to measure this up to our index finger and get it about 2/3. So just somewhere in here. So right where it comes to my fingertip, I'm going to take these and twist twice. Okay. Then the longer ones, I have it held this way. I'm going to take this one and loop it over the front of that open arm. Okay. Then I'm going to flip the whole thing over, and I'm going to flip this one over the open arm. Okay. From here, the top two that I have, I'm going to grab and twist twice. Okay. And now you can kind of see it's forming our petals. And I'm going to just kind of pinch the ends ever so gently. I'm going to bring these two right here into a little loop. And then here, I'm going to pull these apart. And I'm going to run my pipe cleaner on the inside. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to part this again. Put one of my pipe cleaners through to the other side. See why you need full lengths here. Okay. And I'm just kind of getting these all sorted out. There we go. So that we have full. And then from here, I'm going to pull it down. And then pull it down. And it's going to take you guys a while to get that sequence all the way through. I'm actually going to take this one and just move it over slightly. Just like that. I put it through the middle, and I'm going to just the outside one. So here's our outside. Here's our outside. At this point, we want to pinch this top. Okay. And then we needed to have a little bit more here, but we're just going to take, let's take one of these. This is what ends up happening when it came up just a tad short. I grabbed another pipe cleaner, and right where all these are connecting, I'm just going to run a pipe cleaner through, and then I'm going to bend these into shape. So you're going to have gaps. Gaps are okay. And then from here, go around, and then we're all set there. Okay, so we're going to do that a couple times.
That's cool.
I know, it's weird, huh?
Yeah.
I like the open ones. The open ones are so much easier. So here we go. We're going to make another petal. So we're going to do, like our leaf, one over the other. We're going to loop them through. Okay. Twist twice, like the leaf. We're going to bring the arms down. Okay. So remember the pipe cleaners that are the longer of the two. We want to make sure we're doing this like right at the edge of our fingertips. So just twist twice. And then that gives you that weird configuration. This is where you're going to take this one, and it's going to go over the right arm. And then flip it over so that this one goes over the right side arm again. Okay. And then from here, we're going to twist twice. Okay. Then we've got the weird jumping jacks guy, right? Looks like a little man with a big, huge oval head. We're going to take his legs. We're going to put an arc in them because those are going to be the ones we need to the end. Here's where we're going to separate the one from the end. Take it into the back. See, I made sure this one I did a little smaller. We're going to flip it over, separate the end, go through the back. And now I'm just spinning it around. I'm going to take this and bring it around, bring that around, and look, I had more than enough. And now we're just going to twist all these together. Okay. And then once you have this, this little end right here, I want you to take it and just push it up and forward. So I just pushed it in the inside. These are going to be our inside petals. Okay, so just like that, put a nice little curve in them. So we're going to do one more of those.
You make the inside ones different than the outside ones?
Yeah. It's the same technique, but I found that when I was gluing mine, I wanted a more coverage, so I made an extra petal. Yeah, I know. It looks really good. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going inside again. We're going to twist twice. Okay. Remember, now we have our man with no head. So we're going to bring his arms down. Okay. And then now we know that his legs are obviously longer. This is where I'm going to take that. And I'm going to put it next to my index finger. So I'm going from here to the tip. So from here to the tip. And then I'm going to twist twice. Okay. Then from here, we're going to take the right side and we're going to loop over the one. Okay. I know it's easy just to go this way, but we want them on the same side. So just flip it over. Take it, flip it over. And then with the top here, we're going to twist because that'll secure all those pieces together. And then put a loop in those. And then remember, we're going to pull our pipe cleaner apart and bring that end through. Flip it over, pull it apart, bring our pipe cleaner through. This one I made a little bit bigger. I can tell because I don't have like extra up here. So from here, I'm going to take my ends. See, I'm short again, but that's okay. I have extra pipe cleaner. And that's all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little end of my pipe cleaner here. And I want to make sure I get all those loose ends in here. So I'm going to start it here. Okay. And then I'm just going to wrap it. Whoop. I need to wrap better so that they all stay in. Let me grab this one. Okay, well, let's try this again. It helps if I actually hold it while I'm twisting. Mm-hmm. Okay, then again, fluff it out, bend your point, and so we have the 3 inside ones. We have our 2 leaves. Now we have to make 3 of the outside. Actually, for me, I'm making 4. And you'll see why. Maybe I just make mine too fat, but here I'm just kind of doing the same step. I'm just doing a little different. Oop. Trying to always make sure that everything's even. Twist. Okay. Same thing. We're going to pull the arms down. Okay. We're going to push up right here. And remember, we're going to measure. Kat's going to try to do a better job at measuring. Twist the 2 centers. Take this. It goes over the arm. Flip it over this arm. Take the top 2 and twist. Okay. Now, we're going to splice his head. So we're going to go in from the back to the front, flip it over, back to the front. See, I have more here. I have ends, which is a good thing. Okay. Here's our little ends right here. I kind of didn't do that, but now I'm going to bring it down, bring this one down, and now I have enough that I can do the little coverage. And on this one, we're still going to bend them, but this time we're going to let this one go flat. So this is straight. These ones, remember, we took the ends and flipped them in. Victoria's like, Debbie's like, I am lost. Trust me, So was I. It took me making 3 flowers to get the petal part down. So this is what we're going to do. Walk through it again because we're going to do this 2 more times. Making the petals. We just bend our pipe cleaner in half so that it's even. Okay. And do the same thing here. Bend till it's even. Oh, it seems a little bright to me. It seemed like a little day glowy pink almost. So it's in a V. It's in a V. Okay. We're going to take one and put it inside the other to where they're like a chain. Okay. From here, we're going to twist twice. Okay. We're making a man. He has legs right now, so we're going to pull his arms down to the outside. You can tell because his arms are shorter than the legs. Okay, from here, we're going to measure it on our finger so that the legs, the 2 middle pieces, the longest ones, we're going to go to the end of our finger and twist twice. Then we're going to leave them open. Now we've got to lock all these pieces together, so we're going to take this one. It's going to go over the right side. Just bend it, flip it over. We're going over the right side. We're bending it. Now we've got all 4 of those pieces nicely together. So we got to lock those bends in. So we're going to twist twice. Okay, I'm just going to make my little curve. Now we have a weird head. So we need to do something with his arms. So I'm just pulling out the side. And I'm going from the back and bringing my pipe cleaner through. We're just locking all the ends together. Okay, flip it over, do the same thing. Bring this up. Everything's all locked together. Whoa, that was weird.
Yeah.
I just had like one of my floral arrangements come down from my shelf, which is really odd.
Really weird.
Just came all by itself.
I'm not saying it.
We don't have ghosts. Nice try. Okay, now that we have this here, we're going to take these and bring these down. So now you can see how the petal is forming. Okay, just like that. We're going to pinch this end because that's our petal. And then here now, we are going to twist everything together. Just like that. This one's a little different. They all look the same, but these ones we're keeping them straight because they're gonna cover the inside ones. So we're gonna make one more. And trust me, if you're thinking, oh, that looks easy enough, I kept doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and I was like, I'm still not getting it. Still not getting it. And so I had to just make it step by step with the video. So remember, we're locking them in. We're taking and twisting. The one that we twisted, we're going to bring the arms down. We can tell because the arms are going to be shorter than the legs. Okay. Then I'm going to measure on my finger so that where the end of my fingertip ends, I'm going to twist together. Okay. From here, I'm bringing this up and over. Flip it over, up and over. Okay, now we've got to lock those bent pieces in place. So we're going to twist these together. Okay, since these are the legs, these are actually going to become our outside petals. I just do that so I know those are what they're for. I'm going to open up my center. I'm going to pull my pipe cleaner in, flip it over. Put my pipe cleaner in. Okay, now we're ready to bring our ends down. Bring the ends down so that everybody at the end can all come together happily and everything can get twisted together. Just bring everything together and twist. And then separate all your pieces. And then just kind of give them a nice little fold. Remember, these are the ones that stay straight. So we have 3 that are straight, 3 that are like this, but we bent the tips up. We have our 2 leaves. And for me, like I said, I like to do 1 more. Let's grab these. I think those are a little lighter. Grab the other. There's like a light pink and a dark pink. So I'm taking the peachy pink. So you'll understand why when I show you. They only did theirs with 6. I needed 7 for my outside. Probably because I made my tulip heads too fat. So we're going to interlock one with the other. Twist the top. Bring the arms down. Remember, legs are longer than our arms. So here I'm going to use my finger to determine where am I going to cut my tulip off. So I'm going to twist twice. Then I'm going to take my arm and bringing it over. Flip the whole thing over. Take this, go over the top, and now we're going to lock that in by twisting the top. And then we're just going to fan those out so that it reminds you those are going to be your outside pieces. Now from here, you're going to turn it upside down. And this is where we're going to take the arm, separate here, and go in from the back. Flip it over. Take it in from the back. So we have those up at the top. And now we're just going to bring the arm pieces down. And then hopefully we have enough here. Then we can just lock everything in place. Just like so. Push all your pieces out. And then I like to just give the end a little pinch at the top so it stays like a little point. Just like this. And now we're ready to assemble. So, hi Joanne. Okay, so now we're going to take one of the stems, and these are floral wire stems that are 12 inches long. It's the perfect length. Keep your centers, the ones that we folded up, separate from the ones that are folded down. From here, these are super simple. You're going to need a hot glue gun, and you're just going to glue right there on the center. And we're going to glue our floral stem right to the end. And then this is what I had my silicone pad for, so that I could hold this down. I have my glue gun set to low right now because obviously detail work with a hot glue. Make sure it's set to low. You don't need it on high at this point. So you do want this to dry. So we're going to take the 3 here and we're going to make the center of our bud. Okay, are we done? I'm like, it should. It's cold enough out here. So I'm just going to take my other silicone pad and press that flat. So we're going to take the next one, and this is going to get glued in the exact same spot, and it's going to get glued right next to the other one. If you want, you can take glue right here. This is my arm came out, so I'll glue him back in there. This is why we want to keep everything on low. There's that. So now I'm going to take this and glue this to the other side. Oop. And glue my buds together. Just like that. We're making the center of the tulip bud. Obviously you can tell the third's going to go on top here. So we want to give it time to set up. Okay, then from here, I'm going to add up here, add down here, add in the center. And then I'm going to glue this closed. Just like so. And there we have the center part of our bud completely enclosed. So it's got a little pocket. It's got a little air in there.
You put little surprises in there.
No, because like glue them shut. Good luck trying to pry those open. Okay, now the ones with the outside where we had those little pockets. I'm gonna just close this one. We are going to use our tulip pieces. We're going to glue the flat. The flat is actually going to lay up against our stem flat like this. And we're going to close our tulip on every single one of those little breaches, I guess. And I'm going to take this. I should have got my detail glue gun out. So I'm trying to glue that there. I'm going to take this, trying not to glue my fingers to there. And we're going to glue this right over the gap and down towards our center.
And Joanne said, so pretty, you have so much patience.
I think it took me about 2 hours to get the petal thing down, and I was like, oh, that's how they did that. Okay. Because in the video, there's nobody telling you what to do. It's just music playing. And I'm like, oh, great. How am I going to figure this one out? Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing. Wherever you have a little pocket, you're going to go straight up and straight over. So I'm going to kind of bring these ones together. So you can kind of see how I brought mine, that if I did it this way, I still had an opening. So I wanted to make sure I completely enclosed my bud. So that's why I did it that way. So from here, I'm going down the center, right along the sides. And I'm going to pick this up like I tried to do before. And I'm going to place that right on the bottom. So those straight pieces, those are getting placed directly on our stem so that it's building a base for us to add our floral wire to.
Inside seams are kind of being hid by the middle of the layer above it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly. Seams are being hidden by the one preceding. And you could do this with two totally different colors. Like you can go lighter, like I could have gotten the lighter pink and put the lighter pink on the inside part of the bud and gone darker with the outside. This will be like where you can experiment and play with just different colors. So you can see I'm bringing it down here towards my stem, but then up right there. And then this will cover the last part and make our completed bud. And any imperfection you want, like maybe something's not quite closing, you can kind of take and finesse it just a little bit. Last one, we're going to go edge, edge, and then right down the center. I'm going to flip this over. This is going right down at the bottom, but then right up here. Okay. And everything in our bud is super cute. And see what we're doing is we're forming the base of our bud here. So it's actually hollow on the inside. Okay. Then from here, we're going to start with our floral tape and we're going to cover all the pipe cleaners at the bottom. So with our floral tape, we're going to take Stretch to Activate. We're going to place this right at the top and give it a couple twists just to get it started. And then start bringing it down. This is where it's going to totally be your own preference. You can start going down. Of course, that one did not work. This floral tape has been really finicky today. Yeah, it doesn't want to stay. I'm actually going to start at the bottom and then bring it up. So I'm going to start down here and bring it up. So I'm twirling it like cotton candy. And then I'm going to go back down again, which seemed to work much better. So down. And then we're going to get ready to add our leaves. So our leaves, when I first did it, I was like, why are my leaves going over my bud? It's because the leaves go the other way. Yes, they go down this way, which is about 3 inches. Yes, 3 inches from the top of our tulip. So I'm going to just hold this and spin this a couple times. Going up and down, just so that's secure. And then I'm going to take my other one and bring that in. Same thing. The one thing I am not proficient in is wrapping things in floral wire. So I'm going to go down and then go back up. And then we're just going to pull them to the side. There we go. We've got it. And I'm going to take it all the way down. Once I get it down, it's easy. Once I'm not attaching things to it. All the way to the bottom. And I like these ones. I want to say that these are like 16 or 18 gauge. They're pretty thick. So again, just fluff to your desired look. And there is our little tulip bud. Oh lordy, I did the wrong one.
You did?
Look, I was supposed to do the pink. The pink was supposed to be the open one. Well, yeah, we're supposed to do the hot pink in the bud, and we're supposed to do this in the open. So, let's do the open pink so that I can have one of the others. Okay, so the open one, you're gonna need, I'm counting in my head, 12 pipe cleaners. That's why, like I said, the kit gives you plenty. Well, we're going to need leaves again. So 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now I need 3 more leaves. 3 more pipe cleaners for our leaves. So let's make the leaves real quick, since those are super simple. Came over to YouTube and enlarged on my phone. Good for you. I would too. Okay, so remember, the leaves are just taking our pipe cleaners, putting them in half, lock one inside the other, twist twice, and then bring them down so they're all together. Remember, legs will always be longer. So here we're going to go as far down as we need to. I'm going to take one of the outside longer pieces and I'm going to go around everything. And then we'll go ahead and stretch and pinch. And there's our leaf number 1. Ooh, I forgot I need extra pipe cleaners. Because we're making, oh no, we're only making 1 set. I'll have to go in and make the bud to match the hot pink one. It's just nice if you can have like a whole set. Like this would be nice on a teacher's desk. So 2 twists, bringing the arms down. I'm gonna just pinch my tips, and I'm gonna take the outside long one and go all the way around and just bend that. And there's our second one. Okay, let's make the open one. So we make them exactly the same way, except right here. Remember we did the 2 and we did 1 over the other. This one's a little different. So on this one, I'm trying to make sure I've got them even. We're going to take this and bring this up to the top. So we're like folding one completely in half. So I folded it and then folded it again. Okay. And then from here, what I want to do with this one is I want to bring this in between the open ends and the folded side. So I have 2 with the open, 2 with the fold. Okay. And we're going to twist this one. Okay. Now we're going to open this one out. Open him up a little bit. I'm trying to think. Yes, we're doing the same thing. Now we're going to bring this down. This one's actually more simple. We're going to bring it down, and with the long one, we're just going to wrap one all the way around and bend it to your heart's content. So just make sure everything's open. Ta-da. Super simple. This one's easier. Even though it seems more complex, we're going to make 6 of those. So fold it in half. Okay, that'll be the one we're going to twist. This one, we're going in half. And then we're going to go in half again. So just make sure they're even. Okay. And then I'm going to take my open one and I'm going to place it right in between. So I'm not going in between the loop because then it just fall out. Just in between where it's looped and where the feet are. And twist. You can always tell if you've got it right because you should have 2 open ends and your loop. Okay, and keep them all together. And now we're just going to bring the legs down to the center. Just make sure everybody's all open. And then we're going to take one of these long pieces, I like to do it from the back, and go completely over all the short pieces. So just wrap it, then open this up, pinch the top, and give it a nice little arc. So these are going to become the open pieces of your open tulip buds. Okay. Try this again. Fold it in half. Then we're going to take this one and we're going to fold it in half and then in half again. So I have it in half. I'm going to fold it again. Trying to make sure that all the pieces stay the same. Okay. And then just open it. So you should have like free legs and the bend right here. Then take your extra pipe cleaner and bring it through. We're just going to twist all those together. And then bring everyone together. Remember, your outside pieces are going to be way longer. So look at where your shortest piece is going to come into play. Take your outside piece and just wrap all of those pieces together so they won't come apart. open everything up. There's petal number 3. We need 6. So in half. This one goes in half and then in half again. Remember, we just bring that up and then just open it. So here's the 2 open ends. This is kind of how I have it. I'm going to take this piece. It's going to go right over the top. And then this gets twisted. And then it's going to join the other ones. And it doesn't matter if they go to the outside, the inside. However you want to bring them all together, take one of your long ones and then twist all your outsides. Just like so. Okay, I'm just reading. Okay, here we go again. Open. Remember, we go open and then fold again. Go ahead and open these to where you have your legs and your loop. Okay, this is exactly how I have it. Take this piece, go right over the 2. Remember, you can't bring it in between this one because there's nothing, it'll just come out. So right in between the 2 to just kind of tie everything together. Okay. Stickman almost.
Tyler said these are really pretty, Kat. Thanks for teaching us.
You're so welcome. Okay, and then we're going to bring this one down. Okay, and then we're going to take this one and we're going to gather all those pieces together. Bend to the top. Go ahead and open those because you think you have like 6 pipe cleaners in there. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 8. So again, nice little bend. And then this will be our last one. We folded it over. Fold it over again. I'm going to take this one because this one's a little bright. Just bend it once.
These are so cute because teachers could use these for pens.
I know. There's so many things you can do. These are flowers that never need watering.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to incorporate them into your wreaths, you truly have handmade all the way to the end, except for making the decoupage. Okay, bring them all down. And you can do it flat on your workspace if you want. Just take your longest piece and go around all the shorter ones. Open that up, spread everybody out. I find that if you give it a little pinch at the top, it'll kind of hold the rest of them together closed, so you won't need glue. So now we are almost ready to do the inside. You will need one little piece of a pipe cleaner, probably only about half. Remember the insides, the little pistil parts of our florals? Well, they come in this kit. So we're doing 6, so you can decide however many you want to pull. They're all just like bunched together. You can even them all up. I don't forget.
I like them a little different.
Yeah, I have one that has a lot, and I have one that has just a little bit, so I'm just lining them all up. Just like so. And then what you're going to do is we're going to take this little centerpiece of our pipe cleaner. Guess I should have done it this way. We're going to try to go halfway. Okay. And we're going to fold those in half. And then here we're going to twist, 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 so that we can double the look, because if they were hanging straight out the bottom, you would never know it. So why waste a good embellishment that way. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And then here, we're going to take our floral stem and we are actually going to glue this right to our floral stem. This is going to be the center of our flower. I'm actually going to take this one down a bit.
Can I help and zoom in a little bit?
You can take the camera if you want. Unplug it.
Yeah.
Sure. Just make sure you watch what you're filming.
Yeah.
So you're not cutting off, because people can zoom in on the live. Like if they're watching it here, right, they can physically zoom. So if you zoom too much and somebody doesn't want your zoom, you zoomed.
I zoomed too much for them.
You zoomed, yeah, because they can't unzoom you. So I'm just going to take and glue this to my center. I'll do the same thing here, just so that we're starting with the center of our flower. And believe it or not, it's going to go pretty much the same way. We're going to glue the 3 and then the other 3. And then we will add in, I'm just doing this to get my glue to dry quicker. Okay, so there we have our center. And so now we're going to take these and we're going to glue these so that we're going to glue it right here on that little fuzzy, this fuzzy part here. And we're going to glue that right to our stem, just like that. I'm sure you can pretty much see how it's going to evolve. I like these ones much better.
Yeah.
But this way you can pick and choose. Like I would throw at least a couple buds in, and then you can mix and match. So there's that one, almost done. You really want to let them dry in between. So then we're going to take another one and again give them a really good arch, because we're going to do the same thing. We're going to glue it right here on that big bubble, and we're just keeping the stems to help hold our pieces together. And we don't want an overlap. We want the 3, just like this. No overlap, because we're only going to do 3 in the center. So it'll be like this in our center, and then we're going to glue the outsides in between all the others. Okay. So I'm just making sure my little pieces go all the way around. Okay. Bending. Maneuvering. Gonna take this, and this is gonna go right over the top. Make sure we get all the little pieces in and hold those together. So that is the center of our open tulip. And if you guys are really good with like watercolors, like some of you are really good with watercolors, you can take watercolors and do a watercolor wash in the center and make the center of the tulip a little bit darker, just like it would be in nature. So you're giving them that pinch, just kind of holds your pipe cleaners together. Now these are going to go to the outside edges, just like we did before. So right in here, I'm going to take, and I'm going to go right in here. And I'm going to push that way up. So now we have 4. Push that other way. So now we have 4. And then we're going to put our other one here and our last one over here. Trying to get all my glue threads off, and of course they just don't want to leave. Okay, back here, gluing on that little end. I'm gonna bring this one right in the center. Just like that. And then we're going to bring this one up right in between. Have it in my hand. I need to bend this one in a little bit. It is going to go, it should go right in here. Because I'm like looking at where my tulips are all meeting. Whoop. And this one is actually going to go right in here. And I'm just squishing them together. And then you're just going to fluff to your desired look. But there is our open tulip. And then we're going to go ahead and finish the bottom. So obviously we don't need this long of pipe cleaners. So I'm going to take these and trim these up a bit. They were just nice to have to hold all those petals up so you don't glue your fingers. Okay. Take those. And now we're going to start the floral tape. That is my nemesis. So I'm going to start down at the bottom. I'm going to stretch. So I'm going to take it down and then bring it all the way up so that I can start to cover all my tulip ends. And I'm just way too picky. I'm like, floral tape is what floral tape is. I want it to like look perfect. Yes, exactly. So I'm going to pull it all the way back down so that we have that there. And then we're going to put the same thing. We're going to put our leaves on. So just right up here. And I'm just going to get this one on, get it all the way up where I want it to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this one to the other side. There we go. I want them on opposing sides if I can get them there. Sometimes they just have a mind of their own and they just want to be where they want to be. So I'll take this all the way down to the bottom. All the way down. And then we'll bend our leaves, pinch the ends, bend our leaves. And that, my friends, is how you make tulip flowers. And then you can just stuff them in your own little floral arrangement any which way you want. So again, you've learned how to make the buds and you've learned how to make the open flowers. So it's just a matter of picking different colors. I liked the kit for the fact that it came with the little embellishment pieces, but then it also came with the stems. So I didn't have to order those separately. Didn't have to order the floral tape. It came with all the pipe cleaners for the pinks and the green, the lighter green leaves, all the embellishments for the ends. And as you can tell, there's still an awful lot left in the kit to make. So what questions do you guys have? I have linked this kit in the description box for YouTube. I have also included it in a comment on the video. For those of you watching off Facebook, I added it as a comment there. The whole kit is like 29 bucks, but it comes with everything to get you going. And then the nice thing is if you want to make other things, like, I mean, you can make a really nice bouquet with these and put a super cute ribbon around it and gift it to whomever, but they're super fun. So what other questions do you guys have? Anything. Very nice. Okay. Victoria's been learning on the screen, and Patricia says, thank you for doing the Zoom on that, Steve. So, there you guys go. So, buds and blooms. And then next week, I'm going to teach you how, I think we're doing sunflowers and daisies. So, again, bring your pipe cleaners to class. I will tell you approximately how many you need to bring. And then, if you want, you can kind of watch it as it goes. You've seen me struggle just the same way as you guys will probably do. The great thing is having the tutorial to reference. You can go back and forth. Imagine these. You can make super cute pins for the office.
Yeah.
Like people make them for hospital pins, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So super fun.